Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Dasch Cast. I am Curtis Dash, and joined with me, as always, is Mr. Brandon Colago. Brandon, say hello.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Be sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what you're thinking. We got a great clip for you. We're going to be talking about the Dolphins and Jags, but first, we actually wanted to talk about a former Jags player over there in Tampa with Leonard Fournette saying some Brandon says interesting things about Mr. Tom Brady, and maybe he shouldn't be running his mouth. So, Brandon, what are you thinking?
Okay, so as everyone knows, I'm a huge Leonard Fournette fan, but he's going off the rails again. It reminds me of Jalen Ramsey, but obviously to a much lesser extent. He pretty much went on. They were asking questions about Tom Brady, and he's like, he says Tom's tough on me, but I'm tough on Tom. Like I expect a lot out of him, and I think he actually used a swear word in there too. I think Tom has this really great leadership ability where he makes everyone feel like they're really close personal friends. But Leonard, I know that you might feel like you and Tom are super close, but you can't just come in off the street and then start taking public shots at Tom Brady. Like poor Tom Brady, he is not in New England anymore. He is now in Tampa, and the culture there is a little different. You know, he had BA taking unwarranted shots week one. Now you've got Leonard saying questionable comments in week two, and I really want Leonard to be a good fit. So I just wish that you might just keep your mouth shut about that specific thing. The whole rest of the interview was fine. You just can't talk about the goat like that. My gosh.
Yeah, it's
What are you
funny
doing?
because we obviously, for anybody listening, Brandon and we were texting about it a little bit, and we watched the interview together. And for me personally, looking at it, I don't mind it. I feel, but it's strange because when you explain it that way, I understand where you're coming from. Brady does not seem to have gotten really the respect, I would say, from the outside world as much as like internally. I feel like if you ask football players, they give Brady all the props and
Hmm.
all the everything you would want, all the accolades. And to his credit, he has a ton of accolades in himself. I mean, he's won what six Super Bowls. Like, come on. Anyway, but I feel like the media kind of agrees with, kind of doesn't give him the pass that are always that maybe you're saying that like Fournette's like maybe running his mouth when he shouldn't be, and the media kind of used to do the same thing, but that's kind of what the media does.
Right. He's giving them ammunition.
Yeah,
And
and
it's like, because the media is super quick to jump on Tom Brady.
well,
Like,
especially with a big name like that.
they Yeah, well, because like the fact of the matter is, like you have all these people, so-called experts, taking shots at him last year without having any weapons. And granted, maybe Cam now is a possibly better fit with how the offense is structured, not having those weapons, and the fact that Cam can run it himself is beneficial to that team. Like, obviously, there's a lot of season to go, and I have a feeling that Cam is not a better fit, but it looks like it kind of could be that way right now. So just the last thing you need is reporters who are already fired up and ready to take shots at Brady. You need better out of that from a teammate. That's your
Yeah,
teammate.
and you figure he just went through this with his coach as well, so it's like, all right, like when
Yeah,
does
he's
it
already
end?
got a bad rep. Yeah, you've once you've put this label on yourself as someone that's not going to help the locker room, and then you proceed the next week to not help the locker room. Ay ay ay.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Let's go ahead and talk about something that the city of Jacksonville will actually like hearing about now, even though that Fournette's not around. We'll be talking about their Jacksonville Jaguars in this home game against the Dolphins. That is tonight. Um, the Jags are not. The Jags are favored by 3 right now. The over and under is 48.5 for the game. Um, or excuse me, the Dolphins are favored by 3. But it's crazy. No, but the Jags are. Wow, I need to learn how to read. The point is, it's crazy kind of how close it is. And when I was looking on the when I did my pick'ems this morning for week 3, I was looking at it, and a lot of the country is picking the Jags. But the
Mm-hmm.
matchup predictor is picking the Dolphins, or it's also picking the Jags. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very curious as to know where you're leaning about this, and we kind of talked about this before.
Yeah, the Jags actually, they kind of remind me, or I'll compare them to the Raiders. They're better than we thought they were. And
Yes.
let me just say that I am pleasantly surprised with Minshew's performance. I have nothing but positive reviews so far. He has proven me wrong in every way, shape, and form, just about, except for the winning. Obviously, we could have won that game against Tennessee. We didn't.
Very winnable.
Uh, and I do like the Jags tonight. We have the home field advantage, and we're one of the few teams that has fans, and I'm very excited about that. So we will actually have a home field advantage, and I just like the matchup better now. If Tua was playing, different story. But for as long as Fitzmagic versus Minshew, I'm going Minshew, baby. Let's go.
I mean, I think a lot of the people would kind of agree that we could see Tua in this game if we get the Fitz magic that is in years past shown himself to throw 4 picks in like a quarter. Um, really good chance we could see Tua at that point. I don't know. The Dolphins are 0-2. I don't see them going 0-3. It's just nothing against the Jags. I would like to be wrong here. I did pick the Dolphins. Shark Jr. is out, and that is another huge thing that I think that really hits. And Devontae Parker will be healthy for the first time this season, so he'll be going out and trying to ball, and I think him and Fitzpatrick will do pretty well together. That's not to say that Minshew and the Jags can't compete. Every time the team gets counted down, they seem to fight back. That Titans loss wasn't a huge loss. I'm not really sure what that says about the team. And now, if the Jags win this game, I've got to go another week of going, oh crap, are the Jags really a good team? Like, or are they just like showing me who they should be while they're beating up on these crappy teams in the AFC? Is this a game for you that could be a statement game?
I mean, I'm not sure if it's a statement game necessarily. I think that winning tonight is big for our playoff prospects. Like, I don't care about making a statement right now. We just got to make sure that we win the games that we can win, and this is a very winnable game. We have to capitalize.
Yeah.
So, if we're going to make the playoffs, then we need to win all the gimme games because we've got some tough games ahead. With that said, though, I really like the fact that we're able to just still compete without stars. So even though Chark is out, that's a huge loss for the team. I mean, our team is basically a lot of no-name guys right now anyways. Chark was one of the few names that we have, and I really hate the word underrated because I feel like it takes so much away from a player to call them underrated. Like, they know that they're good. They just may not get the press.
Right.
And Chark, in my opinion, is slowly turning heads. So it's going to be a big loss. But we are not a team right now that needs star power.
I agree. I definitely agree with you. And to go ahead and prove your point, Shark only has 1 touchdown reception in those 2 games. So it's not like he balled out in both games and had a bunch of numbers. I mean, so that's something to think about. In 2 games, he's got 7 receptions, 109 yards, and 1 TD. And I still look at him as the perennial number 1 receiver for the team.
Oh, easily.
But
and a deep threat. I mean,
if you're just looking at those numbers, we've seen other receivers have that in a game. So Minshew spreads it around. I think that could be very positive. And you were talking about the coming games. This is a very winnable game. You got Cincinnati the week after that. That's at Cincinnati, which is a very winnable game. The Houston Texans, who knows what version we're going to get of them, considering they're 0-2 right now, with a chance to really start out 0-3.
Yeah, very winnable game as well.
And that's just going, a few weeks in advance. And hopefully, by that point, you're going to have all of your teams or all of your players kind of in a groove to where the injuries aren't as big of a thing. How do you feel about any of that?
What do you mean?
In terms of like with the Bengals and Texans and injuries and stuff like that, is that going to really matter? I mean, that's only 3 weeks out, 2 weeks.
So much. There is so much that has to happen between all of this. It's like, yeah, the Bengals are winnable, but can Burrow still find a way to persevere? Yeah, like I'm not. That's why I really want to see how this game goes, because if we have, a winning record, I'm going to look at our team a little different than if we're behind the 8 ball. You know what I mean? So this is a good chance for us to say, okay, do we put this team away without Tua? So, and if Tua comes in, obviously, I don't know. I never like halftime quarterback switches. I like to give the quarterback the chance to redeem himself in the second half. So, to me, I would have just started Tua from the jump of the season.
Yeah, if you were going to sub him in at that point, you should have just subbed him in
I would wait till the following week, basically, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So I wouldn't count on seeing Tua. Obviously, if the Dolphins, I can't say what their coaching staff is going to do.
I don't. Well, to be fair, I don't think anybody knows what's really going to go on
And if
over
they
there in Miami.
are, yeah, and if they are getting their butts handed to them, then that's a great chance to put Tua in so he can go in against some of those loose press defenses. You know, what I mean the prevent defenses and get some cheap completions in to get a little confidence for the next week.
Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, but real quick, you're gonna go with the Jags. Um, I think I'm gonna stick with my Dolphins pick, but I hope to just be absolutely wrong, guys. Please, I would love for the Jags to be 2-1. Plus, Titan
Oh.
fans are not letting me hear the end of this on Twitter. They are very very like because they are leading the division at 1-1. Like I hate to or 2-1 or 2-0. I mean, it's like all right, you barely won both of your games, so chill. But that's besides the point. Be sure to
Exactly.
like, comment, subscribe, share. Brandon, you got anything to say before we close this out?
Oh yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys. Take care. We'll see you next clip.